Paul Heyman accuses Roman Reigns of betrayal. The bloodline explodes. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. In one of the most emotionally charged promos of his career, Paul Heyman, the Wiseman, the advocate, the master manipulator, has just publicly accused Roman Reigns of betrayal. Yes, the same man who stood beside Roman Reigns through his historic 1300-day title reign, the same man who orchestrated the rise of the modern-day bloodline, is now pointing the finger at his former tribal chief. In today's explosive video, we break down the shocking accusations made by Paul Heyman. What did Roman Reigns allegedly do to betray him? Why is Heyman speaking out now, after months of silence? And what does this mean for the future of the bloodline, Solo Sikoa's new era, and Roman Reigns' WWE legacy? You don't want to miss this deep dive into power, manipulation, and the fall of a dynasty. Let's get into it. The falling out. Paul Heyman breaks his silence. The WWE Universe is still in disbelief following Paul Heyman's jaw-dropping promo on the July 1st edition of WWE Raw. After nearly 4 months of silence following Roman Reigns' WrestleMania 40 loss, Heyman stepped into the ring, not as a Wiseman, not as an advocate, but as a man deeply wounded. Clutching the microphone with trembling hands, Heyman looked out into the crowd and said, "He didn't just lose the title, he lost himself. And in the process, he lost me." He continued, "Roman Reigns, you betrayed everything we built. You didn't just abandon the bloodline, you abandoned your family, your legacy, and me." The crowd went silent, not with confusion, but with shock. The breakup of one of the most iconic alliances in modern WWE history had finally become official. This wasn't just a falling out. This was a declaration of war. A brief history of Reigns and Heyman. To fully understand the weight of Heyman's words, let's rewind. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman officially aligned in 2020, at the height of the pandemic era. Roman, freshly returned from hiatus, shocked the WWE Universe by showing up on SmackDown flanked by Heyman, the same man who previously managed his longtime rival, Brock Lesnar. It was an alliance that nobody saw coming, but one that changed the course of WWE history. Under Heyman's guidance, Reigns took on the tribal chief persona, crushing opponents, dominating pay-per-views, and ultimately holding the Universal Championship for a record-breaking 16 days. Heyman became more than just a manager. He was the architect, the strategist, the mouthpiece, a modern-day consigliere. In backstage segments and dramatic promos, Heyman would often say, "This is not just business, this is family." But that family has now fallen apart. Heyman's accusation. The betrayal. According to Heyman's shocking on-air promo, the real betrayal didn't happen in the ring, it happened in the shadows. Heyman claimed that after losing at WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns cut off all communication with him. No texts, no calls, no plan, just silence. Like I never mattered. Heyman also revealed that Roman refused to meet with the bloodline after the loss, leaving Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso to fend for themselves. That abandonment, Heyman argued, is what fractured the group from within. But it doesn't stop there. In the most damning moment of the promo, Heyman said, "He used me. He used my mind, my voice, my connections. And when the empire started to crumble, he threw me aside like I was part of the wreckage." That line drew gasps from the crowd. Because for the first time, Heyman was no longer playing a character. He was speaking as a man who felt deeply betrayed by someone he once called his tribal chief. He ended his promo by looking directly into the camera and delivering one line that sent chills down spines. "You didn't lose your kingdom, Roman. You abandoned it." Solo Sikoa's rise and Heyman's exile. In the weeks following WrestleMania 40, Solo Sikoa took center stage. With Roman gone and Jimmy Uso injured, Solo stepped into leadership, but not with Heyman at his side. Instead, Solo began assembling his own version of the bloodline, enlisting powerful new enforcers like Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. Heyman appeared uneasy, constantly looking over his shoulder, visibly uncomfortable in backstage segments. It became clear that his days as Wiseman were numbered. In late May, Solo publicly humiliated Heyman, shoving him to the ground and calling him useless. It was a powerful image. The loyal strategist, once the mastermind of champions, now discarded by a faction he helped build. And Roman, nowhere to be found. Not a single tweet, not a single appearance, not a single word in Heyman's defense. To Paul Heyman, that was the ultimate betrayal. Not being attacked, not being removed, but being abandoned. Roman's response, or lack thereof. So far, Roman Reigns has remained completely silent. WWE sources say Roman is still on extended leave following his WrestleMania defeat, focusing on personal matters, including, as reported, the birth of his 6th child. But in the world of WWE, silence is rarely accidental. Could Roman be watching from afar, strategizing his return, or could Heyman be right? Is Roman Reigns truly done with the bloodline and everyone involved in it? The longer he stays silent, the more weight Heyman's words carry. Fans have taken to Twitter in droves with hashtags like #Heyman was right, #abandoned by Reigns, #reclaim the island of relevancy. Even former WWE superstars like Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn have liked or commented on posts referencing Heyman's betrayal claims. The question now isn't just whether Roman will return, it's what he'll say, and who he'll come for, when he does. Implications for the bloodline. This public fallout between Heyman and Roman has huge implications for WWE's biggest faction. The bloodline was always about family, loyalty, and power, with Roman Reigns at its center. Now, it's in complete disarray. Solo Sikoa is the new leader, but without the same aura Roman possessed. Jimmy Uso is out of action and untrusting of Solo. Jey Uso is on Raw, doing his own thing. Heyman is completely exiled, and Roman, silent. Heyman's accusations may trigger a bloodline civil war, one built not just on titles and control, but on emotional wounds and personal betrayal. Imagine Roman finally returning, not to reclaim the championship, but to confront the man he left behind. I made you, Paul, and now you bite the hand that fed you. Or, maybe Heyman's telling the truth. Maybe Roman did abandon him, and the WWE Universe is only now seeing the true cost of chasing glory for too long. One thing is for sure, this story is far from over. The legacy question. As the dust settles, there's one unavoidable question. What does this mean for Roman Reigns' legacy? For years, he stood tall as the most dominant WWE champion in modern history. With Heyman by his side, he redefined what it meant to be a heel, a leader, a king. But if Heyman's accusations are true, then Roman's legacy may be stained by ego and abandonment. Because it wasn't a challenger that destroyed the bloodline. It wasn't Cody, it wasn't Seth, it wasn't the Usos. According to Heyman, it was Roman himself. You burned it down from the inside out, Heyman said. Not with a sword, but with silence. That line alone has sparked debates across wrestling forums and podcasts. Some fans defend Roman, saying he's entitled to privacy and rest. Others side with Heyman, believing Roman's failure to protect his own people is a betrayal that can't be excused. As the WWE Universe waits for the next chapter, one thing is clear. Roman Reigns is no longer just the tribal chief. He's a fallen king, and Paul Heyman, the once loyal Wiseman, may be the only man bold enough to say it. Paul Heyman's accusations have cracked open the heart of a dynasty. He didn't scream, he didn't shout, he spoke as a man scorned, a man who gave everything to a king who walked away. Whether Roman responds with fury, regret, or vengeance, one thing is undeniable. The war for the soul of the bloodline has begun. Will Heyman align with a new champion? Will Solo Sikoa face the consequences of hijacking Roman's throne? And most importantly, when the tribal chief finally returns, will he come to reclaim his family, or to destroy what's left of it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Was Paul Heyman right to call Roman a traitor? Is this all part of a master plan for Roman's return? And who will walk out of this civil war with the crown? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the biggest stories in WWE. Until next time, acknowledge the truth, because the island of relevancy may never be the same again.